An overview of Know, Love, Lead: 3 Giant Steps to a Life Worth Living by Bruce Wayne McLellan. My Golden Heart. Students at a local middle school excitedly hurry into the first day of class and are confused as their chairs have been arranged in a circle with a table located in the middle. The teacher arrives in a mood, tight-lipped and stern. In a commanding, emotionless voice, he declares, "Please remain in your seats and do not talk, make noise, or look at each other. Those who do not follow these instructions will fail my class." On the table in the center, he sets a transparent glass globe fishbowl filled with water and a singular goldfish. He plunges his hand into the water, grabs the fish, and lays it on the table. Then he abruptly leaves the classroom. The fish lies there, wriggling and gasping for air. For a while, no one moves or says anything. After what feels like an eternity, one girl stands up, muttering under her breath, "F this!" She gently returns the goldfish to the water. The teacher soon returns and then gently asks, "What has society done to you? Are we so eager to obey and so afraid of failing that we have forgotten to listen to what our heart tells us is the right thing to do?" Personal leadership. I started out 20 years ago as a business coach, but quickly discovered that business is a piece of cake. What holds us back is that we get in our own way. Later, I expanded to include leadership coaching and discovered that we are all potentially the leader of at least one person, ourselves. And until we master personal leadership, we are not equipped to lead others in our businesses, communities, or families. That's when I realized I was a personal leadership coach, which is a type of life coaching to help people focus on the right things in the right order. The story, My Golden Heart, demonstrates personal leadership. We are all potentially the leader of one person, ourselves. To understand personal leadership, we must know where we are now. Many folks are frustrated with their current state. Maybe they're in a job, a relationship, or a stage in their life that doesn't match the picture of a life they would like to see. Often they're dealing with life transitions involving the loss of a job, a relationship, or a loved one's life. Change is hard for human beings. Frequently, this creates challenging circumstances at home, at work, or life in general. Whatever the situation is, they feel stuck, disappointed, and worried about the future. They know that something is holding them back. They want to be in the driver's seat of their lives and feel a sense of control. They want to enjoy high levels of life satisfaction and overcome feelings of depression, boredom, confusion, and hopelessness. They want to live a more meaningful and purpose-driven life instead of feeling like they're going through the motions of life and faking it. Most don't know what to do. Even those who know what to do are not doing it. So they distract themselves from their condition, but it demands their attention. To overcome these situations, we employ the principles of personal leadership, and we provide them with a map to get there. The map is called Know, Love, Lead: 3 Giant Steps to a Life Worth Living. Following the map, we learn to focus on the right things in the right order. Let's take a few minutes to look at the Know, Love, Lead map, the 3 Giant Steps to a Life worth living. Know. Knowing is about remembering who we are, what is important to us, and why we are here. Our true identity is the inner hero, the best version of ourselves. When we develop personal leadership, we become the hero of our own life story. During Know, the first part of your journey, you will discover the 5 elements of your inner compass, including your values, passion, a mirror of your best self, life purpose, and personal vision. The inner compass points the way to a life worth living. Love. The next part of your journey, loving, is about remembering the most precious thing in life, remembering that we need each other and relearning unconditional acceptance. Unfortunately, according to the research, most people believe that money and power will bring them happiness. Society has taught us to focus most of our life resources of energy and time on getting more money and power. But what if that's a lie? We already know that's not true because Harvard University has a long-term study on factors for cultivating adult happiness. This was a 75-year study that included 4 generations of researchers. The definitive conclusion was that our relationships with others is the most critical factor in determining our happiness and well-being, period. So, what happens to our precious relationships when we focus on money and power? They wither and crumble from neglect. In pursuing power and money, we see others as a means to an end. So we step on them to climb the ladder of success. To secure more power and money more efficiently, we abuse, ridicule, and shame them. At best, we ignore them. It is easy to see that this does not contribute to our happiness. So, how do we make human connection the most important thing? How do we foster a world where connection is the most precious commodity in the entire universe? We must challenge our beliefs and habits, how we think and how we act in the world. We refocus our energy and time on human connections. It starts with remembering that we need each other and continues as we learn unconditional acceptance of others, but most importantly, accepting ourselves. Just as the inner compass points the way to a life worth living, so does unconditional acceptance empower us to set an intention, make the decision to embark. Lead. Leading is about personal leadership, governing ourselves through self-management. Unfortunately, most other coaching programs start here. That's akin to climbing a mountain before getting clear on whether climbing that mountain is relevant to your version of a life worth living. That's why we start with knowing and then loving. This is about doing things in the right order. We need to know ourselves deeply and then unconditionally accept others and, most importantly, ourselves before we are ready for self-management. Leading is about remembering how powerful we are, how to access that power, and how to best use it. We use a space-age concept called escape velocity. Escape velocity states that our lift must be significantly larger than our drag, gravity, to achieve liftoff. In other words, we must have enough positive energy to overcome what is holding us back. The term for lift in personal leadership is authentic power. Authentic power combines the tribe, which is our support community, willpower, motivation, habit, and unbreakable rules. Each of these strategies works together to maximize your personal power. The inner compass points the way. Unconditional acceptance sets the intention, and authentic power propels us towards a life worth living. What is a life worth living for my past clients? A life worth living is defined differently for each individual. Although some similarities may exist, people's ideas of a life worth living can vary greatly. Here are some of what my former clients have envisioned and achieved by working with me. Finding and marrying the love of my life. Being a better husband, father, and human being. A meaningful career that brings joy, life satisfaction, and financial rewards. Being hired into a leadership position in high tech. Answer the question, now that I am retired, who am I now? Cultivate a profitable and thriving alternative medicine business. Build a massive log cabin home in the Adirondacks. Build my dream home in North Carolina. And retire at 50 years old with $1 million in the bank. These amazing people improved their life satisfaction by overcoming depression, anxiety, and hopelessness to create a life worth living on their own terms. So, what is a life worth living for you? I am excited to learn the answer to that question as it applies to you. Why not schedule a free 90-minute meeting with me to explore what a life worth living could look like for you? It's super easy. Just click the schedule button below. And I look forward to our time together. Talk to you soon.